Okay folks, it's that time again. That was the week that was, for the week ending August the 20th. Now, the week started with me in a somewhat pensive mood on the Monday. That was my anniversary of becoming homeless. I spent a full day kind of recording a day in the life of video, starting with the sunrise, going through the day where we went to fetch water. I did a bit of cleaning and what have you around camp. I got a wash and washed some clothes, I think. And I went to the park in the afternoon because it's that time of year, it's just so hot we can't really stay in the camp. And while I was in the park, we released a video that had been filmed on the Sunday night, specifically to say, hey, it's my anniversary of being homeless. And that video did really quite well. He says. That's a bit of an understatement. That's my first video to hit 1,000 views. It took a little while to get there. It didn't jump straight there, but yeah, that evening it really took off. It did moderately well through the day, but it's about 8 o'clock at night it really took off. And I spent the rest of the evening just watching the numbers climb. The number of views and also the number of subscribers. It was a remarkable video for bringing in new subscribers. We started the week on about 120, and over the course of kind of a couple of days with that video doing really well, we shot through 130, 140, 150, all in quick succession, all on the Monday and the Tuesday. So that was quite something. I actually ended up staying awake late into the night editing the day in the life kind of video where I'd recorded the whole day. I spent the night editing that and watching the numbers climb for the kind of the announcement of the anniversary, watching those numbers climb. And just as I was kind of getting ready to fall asleep at about 3 or 4 in the morning, I started hearing kind of building work nearby. Somebody hammering and chopping wood or trees and hammering the ground, like flattening the ground. And it became apparent that I'd got a new neighbour somewhere nearby. Somebody had moved into the trees close by and was building himself a little camp. So that kind of takes us to Tuesday, where I got up and took my doggy for a walk and went to investigate the new neighbour. I found a guy called Frank nearby in his little camp. So that was something. That was a turn up. Oh. So Tuesday, as I said, we found the guy in the area, the new neighbour, as it were. And again, another day in the park, but with a difference this time, because I was just watching those numbers climb, the number of viewers of the video, and the number of subscribers. It was the Tuesday where the subscribers were really coming in. It seemed that for every 30 people that watched that video, we got a new subscriber. Now, as I said, I had the video from the Monday, the day in the life, you know, the anniversary day. I had that video all ready to go, and I held off. I didn't actually release it on the Tuesday. All the advice I find online says that when you've got one video that's kind of running away and you know, doing well, you don't release another one until that slows down, until that stops. So I didn't release that on the Tuesday in the end, even though I'd spent all Monday night editing it. We waited and just watched the numbers climb from the video announcing the anniversary. And they climbed and climbed. It was, I think, about 11 o'clock at night on the Tuesday night when things finally slowed down. But we hit the 1,000, which that's my first video to hit 1,000, which is quite remarkable. Normally my videos, it's quite niche. I mean, who wants to watch a tramp's life? It's not exactly, I haven't got kind of advice to offer you. I haven't got information that's going to, you know, change how you live your life. I'm not showing you how to repair your car or giving you any useful information like that. So it kind of, you know, I don't really understand why you're here. So most of my videos when I first release them, they get watched by about 3 people per hour. 3 or 4 views per hour, typically. And here we were with the video going up kind of 30, 40, 50 views an hour. So that was remarkable, and the number of new subscribers that were joining. So hello to all of you, old and new. There's a lot more of you now than there were. That's good. Welcome. Yeah, we'll do the cheers in a bit. Okay guys, stick around to the end if you want to see the toast to the subscribers. It's at the end of the video this week. Stay tuned. But that was my Tuesday. That was my Tuesday. I went to bed kind of happy that the channel had grown so much. And I still had the video in hand, the day in the life video, ready to go on the Wednesday. So let's pick up there. Wednesday. So Wednesday afternoon, we released finally the video from the Monday, the day in the life, the anniversary of being homeless. And I wondered how the larger subscriber base, having more of you, I wondered whether it would change how new videos are launched. Would they be viewed by more people? Would YouTube push them out further? And the video, like I said, most videos are seen by 3 or 4 people per hour. And for the first 12 hours, this one was going out at a fair old rate. This was going at 7 views per hour for the first 12 hours or so. But then it died a death. We got to, I think, about 2 in the morning, and obviously everyone's in bed, nobody's watching. And I wondered whether the next day it would pick up or not, and it didn't. But something weird did happen later. I'll come back to that. So I spent the day watching those numbers and you know, hoping that that it would be seen by more people, and it looked promising until it faded. The rest of the day I actually spent in camp that day. I think the day started a little bit cloudier, so I was kind of hopeful that we'd be able to avoid having to abandon the camp and come to the park. It got warm again in the end, but we stayed there. And a Russian friend popped by. I think he'd been a couple of days earlier, and I'd mentioned that I was kind of low on money, and so he brought me a little bit of food, a little bigger than a packed lunch, you know. But yeah, he brought me some food, and coincidence, a lady from down the road, I call her Morticia. I don't know her real name. We don't really get to talk much because she's frightened of the dog, which is a lovely, friendly lady, really, even though we don't get to speak. She put down a bag of I was actually in the tent, ready, like the day was ending, it was about to go dark, and I'm in the tent with the dog, and I hear somebody outside shouting, you know, "Hombre, hombre!" So I come out, and she's putting her food down and backing away. Like I said, she's frightened of the dog. But when she leaves me a bag of food, she'll sometimes put a €10 note down under a stone next to the food, and that's what she did this time. It's a coincidence that someone else had just brought me some food anyway, but that's a lovely gesture. You know, she'll probably never get to see this. She's a Spanish lady, doesn't have any English, and my Spanish is pathetic. So yeah, but that lovely gesture, lovely, you know, lovely thoughtful thing to do. Bring me a bit of food and some money. So that was Wednesday. As I said, watching the numbers climb, wanting to know how the larger subscriber base would affect the newly released videos. Yeah. Okay. Thursday. So Thursday. Stayed in the camp. Probably a mistake. It was boiling hot. But I wanted to finish editing. That was the week that was this program from whenever that was, whatever week. Because of the anniversary of being homeless and doing the day in the life of video and the announcement of that video, I'd had two fairly large videos go out already that week. It meant I was slow at editing the weekly program and getting that out, so it came out late. So Thursday I wanted to stay in. I had to stay in the tent so that I could actually see my phone's screen. I can't in daylight. It's difficult to see anything on this screen. So if I stay in the tent in the dark, I can actually see the screen and do what I need to do. The downside of that is it's like an oven in there, it's boiling hot. And my friend Damien came around. He brought me some drinking water, and he brought me a couple of cartons of wine as well, which was nice. Cheers, mate. But when he came round, I was wet through. When I came out of the tent, I was, and it wasn't that I dipped my t-shirt in a bucket of water, which I do to keep cool sometimes. I was actually just dripping wet because inside the tent it's just so warm. It gets above 40 degrees. It'll be about 42 degrees through the day inside there, typically. It gets hotter sometimes, but 42 degrees would be a typical temperature through the day. And at that temperature, the sweat, it doesn't just kind of drip off my nose. It's running. It's continuous off my forehead and my nose. So yeah, Damien came around, water, wine, and then I finished editing that video and released the video. That was the week that was for the week prior. And of course, the final thing that happened Thursday night, I went to take Tina for her nighttime walkies, for her to do her her business, and we happened to go a different route to normal. Rather than just going to the cliff tops and back, I kind of went in a circuit around, and so I approached back to my camp a different way than usual at night. And there in the field, waiting for me, was a bag with some goodies that someone's delivered. I did a quick video, I did a quick spontaneous video in the dark of that. And this was the bag with the plastic box and the pot noodles and bungee cords and a bolognese sauce and various other items. Oh, a measuring jug, because Tina had smashed mine a couple of days earlier. So yeah, thanks for that. But it's fortunate that I found it when I did. Otherwise, it could have sat there overnight or been stolen. Could have gone walkies before I even knew it was there. So we were lucky to find it, I think, in the dark. So yeah, that was Thursday. And in the tent that night, the subscribers continued to come in, trickling in rather than racing in as they had been a few days earlier. But some people were still watching the announcement of the anniversary of homelessness, and yeah, and some were watching the actual day in the life, the anniversary day. So yeah, subscribers continued to come in, and we went through the 170 barrier that night. So welcome to all of you, old and new. So Friday, first thing in the morning, I kind of released or early in the morning, released the video of that I'd taken the night before of the gifts that had been left just outside the camp. And upon uploading the video, I realised I needed some photos in daylight to accompany the video, the screenshot, the thumbnail that goes to advertise the video. So I laid the goods out in the open, out in daylight. And while I was there, I actually decided to kind of do a longer version, a longer version of the video in daylight, because I realised the night before when I shot the video, I'd kind of taken a couple of the items for granted, like the plastic box that they were all in. I was busy opening the box to get to the things that were there, and I didn't really mention the box and how useful that is. And I think I'd omitted to mention the measuring jug. So whilst I'd uploaded the quick and dirty video I'd taken on the Thursday night, I shot a longer video in daylight, which I released as well. And those both did quite well. I think I released them while I was in the park and edited the thumbnail images while I was here. I still find it remarkable what you can do with a phone, editing images and editing videos. It's remarkable. When you think of how technology has come along during my lifetime, the things that we didn't have when I was a kid in the 70s. We didn't have home computers until the end of the 70s, or really the early 80s. We didn't have microwaves. I remember when we got our first phone, our first telephone cord, landline phone in the house. Probably around 77, 78 when we got that. VHS, all the things that have come along since. Mobile phones are just remarkable. to carry a computer around in your pocket, to be able to edit videos and edit images, upload them to the internet. I don't know, remarkable. So yeah, anyway, we came to the park and spent the afternoon here on the Friday. Other than that, quiet day. On the way home, I think I found some bread that had been put out next to a bin. Yeah, just a little bit of food. Take that home, and settled down Friday night, preparing to watch my favourite programme, which I've mentioned a few times. My favourite YouTube channel, Nerdrotic, and Friday Night Tights is the programme. Go give it a try. Go, you know, I highly recommend it to anybody. It's just a bunch of guys discussing comics, TV shows, the latest films that are out, computer games a little bit. Yeah, it's my favourite programme. Give it a try. Shout out to Nerdrotic. And that was that, guys. That was Friday. Other than watching the oh, here's the thing. So the film that the video that I'd released on Wednesday, hoping to capitalise on the increased subscriber base, hoping that I would get more views, that had quickly shot up to just under 100. I think it was 85 within 12 hours. So it's getting 7 per hour on the Wednesday, and then it just cut off. It died a death and didn't pick up again. It trickled in over the Thursday, just a few views, but Friday it suddenly took off again. Which is the first time a video has done that for me, that it's dried up entirely and then picked up again out of nowhere. And that shot up to, I think it shot up to over 200 from 85. That was different. That was new for me. A lot of news, a lot of new things happened that week. From hitting my first 1,000 views video, to having all the new subscribers, and then having a video that had dried up and then 2 days later picked up again and shot up again. All good stuff. So that was Friday. So Saturday. Okay guys, Saturday. This one's one of those infamous ones, I think. So we did our usual weekend thing. Saturday mornings we usually go and get water. So we did that, and then it was off to the park, but with a difference, because I had pot noodles from the gift on the Thursday night, the donation. So we went off to the park with pot noodles in hand, or a pot noodle and hot water, and I was pondering what to do with my last 13 euros, which was basically what had been my last euro, plus the 10 euros that the lady down the road, nicknamed Morticia after the Addams family, the 10 euros that she'd gifted me, and the 2 euros from in the donations on the Thursday. So I'd literally, until a couple of days earlier, I'd been down to my last euro, and now I had my last 13. And I was thinking, what do you do? What are your priorities? How do you spend your last 13 euros? And I decided I needed to buy, rather than just going and doing a normal mini shop of 5 euros as I would normally do with bits and pieces, I had to plan it out and try and think about what food I'd already got. Tina! Sorry, interrupted by a dog. So yeah, I had to think about what I had in already, what food I already had, and what I could best buy to complement that, and to give me options for food over the next week or two, until I could get some money from somewhere again. So I pondered that and kind of recorded my thought process, and then I went and did the shopping. After we got home from the park, I went and did the shopping and recorded my reaction, because obviously I'd tried to plan what to buy, and your plan's always your plan's good until it meets the real world, and then things go tits up pretty quickly. And with the way that inflation is at the minute, the way that every time you go to the shop something's shot up 10, 20, 30%. So that video, I had the infamous line about carrots. What the hell happened to carrots? This is where carrots used to be €1 for 1 kilogram, and now they're 85 cents for half a kilogram. So €1.70 per kilogram. That's a 70% increase. So that video had the infamous line, what the hell happened to carrots? So yeah, so that was that. that basically I think was Saturday. Let me check my notes and see. Okay folks, Sunday. Not much happened Sunday. Stayed in camp. Released the edited the videos from the day before, the shopping strategy, how to spend the money, and then my reaction to actually doing the shopping. So I edited that in the morning and released that, and it did quite well again. And then later in the day I did a cut down version of that video, so a medium length version, and then tried to make a short one, you know, these 1 minute things that YouTube want you to do nowadays. I released those. They brought in a few new subscribers. So yeah, the day ended with me cooking jacket potatoes in the grill, the barbecue. Yeah, that was that. I didn't record the weekly program. I normally record this program. That was the week that was, on a Sunday evening. I just wasn't in the mood. And in fact, I haven't been in the mood all week. I'm now recording this on the following Saturday. Sorry guys. If you're lucky, you'll be seeing this on the Sunday, a week after it should have been recorded. So 1 week after after the week it pertains to. I'm getting worse, guys. I'm getting worse. I'll try and do better. But we close out the week on, I think we were on about 185 subscribers at the time. Starting to encroach on that 200, which had been the target for a week earlier, if you remember. I wanted to hit 200 by the anniversary, and we started to look like it was possible a week later, almost a week later. So that's where we ended the week, on about 185 subscribers. Yeah, there we go folks. Now, for those of you that have been waiting, here we are. It's a tradition, we have to do it. It's coffee this time, but here's to you guys, especially the ones of you that have stayed to the end. To the viewers and to the subscribers, cheers. There's a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new guys. In fact, about half of all my subscribers are from within the last 28 days. That's quite incredible. So you guys, cheers. Now anyone who's feeling left out because you're not a subscriber, we can solve that. All you have to do is look down there, hit the subscribe button, rewind the video a few seconds, and hit play again. And when I say cheers to the subscribers, that'll include you. There we go folks. Okay, that was the week that was, for the week ending August the 20th. Delta Mike, out.